Today is June 30th, 2023. What's up, Richard? I'm with Richard Hanley today. What's going on, boss?
You're kicking it.
This is his living quarters with his spoiled dog. What's your dog's name?
Apollo.
Apollo.
Yeah, good boy.
Yeah, he's spoiled.
Yeah. He's an old man. He's 13.
You had him 13 years now, huh?
Yeah.
Since he was a pup?
That tall. Him in it, brother.
And you got a refrigerator. You got a new fridge back here, right?
Yeah, that's up there in the front.
Okay. So today I'm here, and this will be our second interview, and I want to ask you some questions. This is all, we don't review anything or go over anything. These are raw, real interviews. So when I first met you, you were a subscriber on my channel, and then we met and we did an interview. And before I met you, I always vet everybody, and so I was like going through, I was Googling your name, and I was trying to figure out anything I could about you. And the first thing that popped up, was Richard Hanley, and it was a homeless man that got killed. And so I was thinking about it, but then I really didn't really connect it, because I remember you were telling me you were a little older and this was a younger man. But who is that man to you?
That was my son. He was shot and killed because of a lint roller.
A lint roller?
Yeah, he was in front of this little strip mall. Couple of ladies that do catering come in. They offer him a piece of bread. And, he hadn't had any meth for a couple of days, so he's all like pissed off at the world. Throws a lint roller at him. That woman goes back indoors, tells her friend what happened. That woman goes next door and tells the tattoo artist what happened. And long story short, my kid ended up pulling out a little knife. The guy pulls his gun, shoots him once and kills him.
This is broad daylight?
Yeah.
And what year was this?
Like, oh man, I don't know, 3-4 years ago now.
3-4 years ago?
Yeah, before the pandemic and crap.
Was this in Southeast Portland?
Yeah, Southeast 7th. And here's the thing. I had an interview with the detective, and I didn't know the whole story till I actually read Willamette Week, because they never pressed charges on this man. During this altercation, at one point they're telling him to leave the private property, which they have every right to do, but the tattoo artist pulls out an axe, which is like what the cops use, extend about that far.
Oh, baton?
Yeah, and they can hit you with it. It's to numb your bones, to where like you drop a knife or something.
So he hit him with it?
Numerous times. And he even says, because Willamette Week got the paperwork on all this.
Was it even on video, do you know? Because if it was in front of the tattoo artist's business, you don't know if he had a camera?
Yeah, the cops got a video of the whole thing.
Oh, really?
He even told them that he was hitting my kid with the ass to get his attention, to get him off the property. In my mind, that's assault.
Was your son living there, or just had an interaction at that scene, at that area?
He was just there, like, he had a couple of bags there. Probably spent the night there, tweaking through his shit. Come morning time, they want him gone. I understand all that. But the detective never told me anything about this guy first assaulting my kid with that ass. So he's hitting him with the ass, and my kid gets to the sidewalk. He trips and falls over a parking block, gets up and pulls out a 2-inch steak knife. And that's when the guy pulls his gun and shoots him.
Wow, a 2-inch knife.
Yeah,
Wow.
we got away with it. A Proud Boy motherfucker. On top of it. His photos online with him sitting in his backyard with his AK, dressed in a shirt that's like the American flag, pants are like the American flag, and he's a lame fuck. His tattoo parlor's gone now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I got his name written down.
Okay.
I couldn't do nothing. And I talked to, I know a lot of people. And I didn't want them to do anything to this man yet either, because it would come back on me because it's too soon. Straight up.
So how long did you speak to your son before this happened? How recently before this happened?
He was in diapers. I went to county jail. His mom filed paperwork and totally took me out the picture. They took away my parental rights. And that's the last I seen him till about a year before this happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he was in his 30s.
Where did you guys meet for the first time?
The bus station downtown Portland.
Really? How did that go? How was that meeting? Your first meeting him?
I mean, it was all right.
As an adult?
He was actually in prison for selling meth, from what I can gather, because his mother and his brother, his half-brother, to this day I still don't know the whole truth, because they play too many games. And understand something, they knew that I lived in my van. They live in houses. He gets out of prison, and 3 days later, they call me and tell me that I have to do something about him. And not thinking myself, the whole time he was in prison, he was doing dope. Looking back at everything and how everything transpired, how we looked when I first seen him, he was sucked up in everything. I mean, he looked like he was from, one girl asked if he was from Russia.
How old was he when he passed away?
38,
38.
when he was shot.
Did he have any kids?
Yes, a girl. She's in Georgia somewhere. I don't know. His mom won't. When he was killed, they had him cremated, and she was afraid that I would get his ashes and hold them from her and stuff, because I just wanted to pay some money towards it. I couldn't even do that. She wouldn't even let me do that. So what she did with his ashes, where his daughter, my granddaughter, is at, I have not a clue. I'll never know.
Do you even know what high school he went to or anything?
Not a clue. I know nothing. The only thing I know of his childhood is at one point.
Do you know about what age he went homeless? Did you guys talk about that when you guys met at the train station or bus station?
When he got off that train station, the bus station, he was in prison before that.
Oh, really?
He was indoors before prison.
Wow.
And they sent him up here knowing that I lived in my van. And how he was not living in my van is, I told him from day one, just don't lie to me. I don't care what you do. Don't lie to me. Well, he lied to me numerous times. One of the lies led to me chasing this dude up and down the street with my machete. I'll just leave it at that. And I told him, because of his lie, not only did he put my freedom at jeopardy, because if I'd have caught that dude, I'd hurt him. but he put my dogs in jeopardy because I wasn't thinking right. I could have lost my van and everything else because of his dumbass lie over a $10 fucking bike, over a bicycle. So I bought him tent, I bought him a sleeping bag, wool socks, clothes, and a week later he has none of it. Traded it all for dope.
Yep. A lot of them say they lose their stuff, they lose their phones, they lose their clothes.
They trade it.
It's just, most of it's scattered everywhere.
His excuse to me was he ran across someone that needed it more than he did. That's how he put it to me. And it's like, man, I've been out here for so long, seen it, done it. I know what the deal is. He traded it.
Yep. A lot of them do bartering and
Yeah, I mean, he at one point he wanted to leave town to go to Phoenix. So it's like, okay, I didn't give him the money for a bus ticket. I went and bought it. Non-refundable bus ticket. The day before he was supposed to leave, he ends up going to jail. And the shit he did it on purpose so he wouldn't make that bus.
What do you think the city should do about what they're not doing? With all the money they're having right now and they're withholding, what do you think that needs to be done for you living out here for so long, your whole life? What do you think they should do? Do you think, you see that video the other day, didn't they put all the rocks and they're cemented down all the rocks on the pass? Just pouring cement all on the dirt and the grass?
Yeah, they're doing that everywhere. I mean, it's just, they're doing that literally everywhere. Especially around the freeways and stuff, which is a big waste. It's not cheap. The money that they get, first of all, you got the city, the county, the state, and this other organization called Metro, which is like another state within a state. I don't know how this Metro even came to be, but they all deal with the homeless, and nobody knows what each other's doing except for they're all putting their hands in the same pot getting that money, and there's no accounting for it. There's no, if they really want to do something, people hate it when I say this, they need to arrest a lot of the drug addicts out on the street. They used to do this. It was called under the influence. If they thought you were high, you got locked up and you went to rehab. The judge ordered you to rehab. All right? Now, people hate it when I say that you need to arrest them. But look at it like this. These people are not going to get off it. It's not, you're not arresting them. You're rescuing them from themselves. Because you're not going to approach these people out on the street while they're in that drug-induced haze with a dope in their pocket to go to rehab. They just want you to shut up and walk away so they can go in their tent and do their next hit. That's what that is. It will never happen. Putting someone indoors, you're going to have more people ODing indoors than you're going to have out on the street. That's a fact. I mean, because you're not solving, not having a home to live in is not their biggest problem. It's their drug use. That is their biggest problem right there. And like I said, you're not arresting these people, you're rescuing these people from themselves. And when you can see these people, like that girl on the bike path, the one that was all crazy on you, chased you.
Yeah.
You take her, she's a perfect example. You take her, you lock her up for 90 days. She's clean and sober. I guarantee you, she's not going to act like that when she gets out because she's clean and sober. But the moment she does another hit of dope, it's back into that psychosis that the drug causes them to act like this. But during that, after that 90-day cleanup, that is when you hit these people with the services. That's when you hit these people with job training, housing, support systems to help them stay clean. I mean, they have billboards for people to quit smoking. Call this number. Have you ever seen anything like that about drugs?
I remember when I was like in middle school, it was say no to drugs. Elementary and middle school.
Here's the other thing.
You haven't
about
seen
this.
none of those slogans in years.
Here's this other thing about this. You can go to Sunnyside Church, and like, I think it's every other week, could be every week now. It used to be St. Francis, where the people would show up on their bikes, and they call it needle exchange. Except where there's no exchange. You stand in line, you go through line, they give you everything you need to do your dope. 150 needles, water, little candle things to cook down your heroin, all that shit. And not one word, not even a pamphlet about rehab. They don't want you to know about the rehab because they get a budget to pass that crap out.
I haven't seen one person on these trails in over a year. No city activists, nobody working for the city trying to take people to rehab. I haven't even seen one cop on the trail.
I've been out here for 35 years. Not one time has anybody come up and talked to me about housing, about rehab. We're doing the homeless count, so you're number 38 on the list that we've counted. Nothing like that.
Yeah, but you don't need rehab because you don't do drugs.
No, I don't.
But they still have never approached you.
No.
That's wild.
I mean, almost a good 90% of the people that I know out here, they're drug addicts. Most of them, I don't mind associating with at certain times because you know when they're in their element. I'll just leave it like that. And other times I don't approach them because I know, you know what I'm saying, that they're having a bad time. And they know better than to come to me to ask me for crap because I'm a very firm believer. Look, if you can go out there and you can buy your dope, you can buy your cigarettes, you can buy your coffee, you can buy a sandwich to eat. It's your choice. That's what life is. I don't care if you do drugs or not. That's what life is. Life is a choice. You make your choice to go out there and do dope and not do anything. That's your choice. Or you choose, I'm done with this bullshit life. Let me go get clean. Let me be somebody for myself. To hell with what anybody else thinks. But for yourself. Someone once told me, these people said, yeah, you know, I gotta get clean for my kids. And it never works. And there's a reason for it. Because you shouldn't do it for your kids. You should do it for yourself first. That's what matters. The kids, the family, mom and dad, everybody, they come second. If you don't do it for yourself, if you don't care about yourself enough to improve yourself, to quit, you will never, ever be anything to them.
And that's exactly why I did this interview with you, and you finished it off perfectly well. I was gonna say something motivated to the homeless people, but you did it, and I appreciate you. Until next time, thank you everybody for watching. Richard Hanley, peace out.
Yeah, man, you have a good one.